Yo, here we go. Here we go. Gotta bring gotta bring Shorty up to the front of the congregation. Like my man Anton be saying. But nah, for real, peace though. What up? So, I'm gonna get up into this, man. You know what amazes me is the fact that you'll have a sector of people on social media talking about how men ain't protecting women and how well in particular black men, right? How black men ain't protecting black women, this and that, and blah blah blah, whatever, right? But that same crowd, that same team, those same individuals will never ever call out their own. And I'm gonna say this, right? Shorty right here is the poster child for being a narcissist. Being a fucking narcissist, man. Being a narcissist, no regard for anybody but yourself, you know. And honestly, she should get crucified for wasting people's time. You have a nation of people that's like crying tears and going to church praying to God, hoping that you're found and that this imaginary baby or toddler or whoever is found. You know what I mean? And it's sad, yo. Like I listened to the 911 tapes and all that, and she didn't really seem concerned or like there was really no sense of urgency as far as like please help me, I need help type of thing. You know what I mean? And eh, it's kind of troubling. Like it just that whole 911 call just kind of gave it off. It just gave it off. Like it just tipped everybody off. Like man, shorty lying, but nobody wants to really kind of come to that conclusion. You know what I mean? It's like that story back in the day when you was a kid. They read you like that little nursery rhyme about the boy that cried wolf. I should have titled this video when Carlee Russell cries wolf. That's what I need to do. But yeah, it's just ridiculous, man. I think ultimately, you know, folks are that this just got to be kind of looked at, and just the mental state of a lot of young people now post COVID, and how fucked up people are mentally. You know what I mean? Just overall, man. People are just like detached from all the things that are going on, and nobody is being held accountable for goofy stuff like this. I mean, she's gonna be held accountable, but there's still gonna be some like layer of protection, like, oh, you're personally attacking her. Look how brutal social media is. People are insensitive and stuff like that. And honestly, I think a sector of social media should be vicious. And the reason why is because, yo, we can't continue to keep having motherfuckers like this right here, claim that they're missing and they saw some imaginary toddler on the side of the road and, excuse me, and all that bullshit, bull job or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you need to be held accountable, you know. But yeah, this is the face of a narcissist, and you could tell this is the face of a narcissist because, um, I mean, now, granted, she's a pretty young lady or whatever the case may be, but I'm sure like before all this, a lot of dudes probably was like in her inbox, gassing her head up, stuff like that. She probably couldn't get her way, with her family and and certain individuals and stuff like that. So we gotta lie, make up stories, just to make yourself feel self-centered and so important, and honestly, you're just average. Like, and I'm not saying that um like look wise or anything like that. You're just an average person, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm an average person, and that's okay. I don't need to make up lies and bullshit just to bring attention to myself. You know what I mean? There's no need for that. Now, she's in a medical field or whatever. She should seek mental therapy. I think all narcissists need a dose of reality, and they need mental therapy. I don't, and not to digress, this video isn't going to be too long, but I just wanted to kind of give my perspective about a lot of this stuff. And it's just kind of really disheartening that, you got to lie about a serious situation like that. You know what I mean? About being abducted and some kids out in the middle of the road. And I mean, shit, you got people getting abducted and shot, and they starving every day, and the inner cities all across America, and they don't make the front page or the news or any news cycles or anything like that at all. You know what I mean? And I'm sure those people are probably in a worse financial and living situation than this young lady right here. But you won't hear about it. You know what I mean? You won't hear about it. It'll just like, oh, if you do hear about it, it's only in a news cycle for like 10 seconds. Like, oh yeah, kids over in East, some kids over in East Baltimore had lead in their water. All right, we're gonna just go and skip to the next news segment. Okay, next on the news, yeah, this firefighter, he climbed the top of this 100-story building to save the cat. The cat, and they were just going to this big spiel on how the cat how the cat survived, and the cat's owner was mentally distraught because he or she or the cat or whatever got saved from this burning building. That they'll just make some big news story about that. But you got young black girls or whatever all throughout the country in the inner city, you know being victims of gun violence, domestic violence. You got young boys as victims of gun violence, um, all over this country, like every day, yo. But you'll just hear the bad part about it, but you won't hear about how that gun violence is like mentally draining on these people, and how they actually need help, and stuff like that. What kind of studies they've done as far as like, um, you know, urban crime, or you know what I mean, or like urban gun violence, or whatever the case may be. And whatever, right? You don't really hear those type of stories. You might hear a little bit about it, but nobody's really gonna come up with any type of solution. But like I said in one of my other videos, right, we need to come up with our own solutions as far as how we treat each other, how we look at each other, and stuff like that. But I will say this, right? Going to that, like Shorty right here, like we gotta hold her. We definitely gotta hold her feet to the fire and be like, all right, you know what? You can't be a part of this, or we have to chastise you harshly because what you're doing is bullshit, man. That's a serious thing. You know what I mean? Like claiming that you got abducted, claiming that, like, and people are crazy out here. That could happen. Like, damn, you need attention that bad. You're that much of a narcissist, the way you have to, you know, go online, and you weren't smart enough to use like another device or like a burner device to look up stuff to like really try to, you know, um, look up these terms online for your abduction, for your for an inside job or whatever the case may be. But that just shows you how low IQ narcissists have. They can't even really execute a plan that's gonna really stick, because they're just so caught up in the moment. Like, oh, well, if I make it seem that I'm missing or whatever, you know, then my family will want to find me, and people will start talking about me, and I'll get all these followers on YouTube, and I'll get all these followers on Instagram, and people will talk about how pretty I am, and they'll talk about my medical career and how I was going to college, and like, yo, they narcissists think to that level, yo. You know what I mean? They think to that level. They think to that high level, like, how they can execute stuff, but and how all the attention will be drawn to them, and how they're not fucked up, but everybody else is, right? And they want somebody to kind of feel sorry for them or whatever. You know what I mean? So shame on you, shorty, for doing that bullshit. And like, it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, I know somebody that got personally, that got abducted. That was a lady, black lady or whatever. You know what I mean? And like I said, this goes out to the segment of those folks that talk about black men don't protect, black women or whatever the case may be, whatever, right? But this lady I know or whatever, she's older than me, but she used to go to this club by herself, right, with nobody, and she went to this club, right, and she was dancing by herself. So these gang members came up in there, they were like MS-13 and shit. They had was trying to dance on her or whatever, and she was like, nah. So, the club ended or whatever, and they kidnapped her, yo. They kidnapped her. They beat her up real bad. I don't think they raped her, or nothing like that, but like they held on to her for a while, and folks was fucked up behind that shit, man. They ain't know where she was at, you know what I mean? And come to find out, I think she was gone for like a week or something like that. But that was like a legitimate, situation, you know what I'm saying? Which is terrible. Like, I can't even imagine, you know, my like a close family member of mine, or like I don't have no sisters or nothing, but like my female cousins, like if they get kidnapped and they gone and all this and all that, like that's gotta be really traumatizing, you know what I'm saying? And the news didn't even talk about that shit. You know what I mean? Yo, the news didn't even mention nothing about that shit, yo. But you got a person like this, you know what I mean, that's like botching their own, uh, their own disappearance or whatever. And you got folks out here getting kidnapped and beat up and gagged by gang members, not even making the fucking news, yo. You know what I mean? So like, shame on her, yo. Like I said, I know somebody that really, for real, got taken up out of here, gone, kidnapped, thrown in the back of a van, duct tape around your mouth, tape around your hands, all that shit. Can't see, bag over your head, all that. Real abduction, not no fake shit. But you know, she this chick right here, she needs mental help. She needs prayer. Like, she needs all that she can get. And I'm sure there's some underlying medical condition mentally there. There's no question about it. But yeah, man, we we gotta get up off this narcissist shit and being self-centered and so self-absorbed, to where we gotta lie because we feel some type of way about some situation. And yeah, life is hard. Life can be difficult. Life can be hard or whatever the case may be. But come on, yo, you doing all that to get what? Attention? You know what I mean? So that's all I gotta say about this video, man. Appreciate the people that listen and tune in and all that. And I go excuse me, I go live to give my input on stuff, and my thoughts on certain situations. You know what I mean? My last couple videos, I'm in kind of chill, but like I like to kind of like let my personality kind of shine, and me talk how I like really talk or whatever. You know what I mean? About, like, one dude said I was real funny or whatever, but like I don't know. This is kind of serious or whatever, but this shit ain't cool. You got cops. You got detectives and cops and search parties like losing sleep trying to find you, making sure that they can find your ass. And somewhere in a hotel, probably somewhere, or wherever. Who knows where the fuck you was at? You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I'm about to get off this joint, man. Peace, man. Peace. Appreciate y'all.